Theater has strong roots in Pueblo, and two local theater companies are opening their doors to new audiences. With several productions postponed due to COVID-19, theater is back. Still City Theater opens their porch to a postponed production of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the musical. The Impossible Players return with their show entitled Social Security. This episode will highlight the two theater companies and their long tradition to bring theater arts to Pueblo. Steel City Theater began in 2001 with a small group wanting to perform works by American playwrights. Founding members included Corey and Dorothy Mosman, Lita Langdon, and James Amos, among others. Their first production was A Street Call Named Desire and was performed at CSU Pueblo. The company has evolved to perform much more than just plays or dramas. Currently, they average 11 shows per season, and those range from plays, comedies, dramas, musicals, and children's productions. Generally, in a season, they produce at least one show by a lesser-known female playwright, and also try to produce regional premieres as well as Pulitzer Prize winners or finalists. Their current season, or better known as their 2020 socially distant season, they've been focusing on some feel-good shows, knowing people need some light and joy in their lives. In January, they kicked off the new year with their postponed show, Stuffed with Thanksgiving. They followed with their annual Valentine's production, this year Love, Lust, and Marriage, followed by the postponed Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer the musical, that will run until the end of February. Their spring season on the stage door patio will include the Iliad, the Odyssey, and all Greek mythology in 99 minutes or less, The Wolves, Godspell, Love, Loss, and What I Wore Working, and the junior musical Princess What's-Her-Name. In 2007, much of the original leadership moved on to other projects, and that's when Jason Lowry, current artistic director, and Andrea Garrett, managing director, took the reins. In 2011, Andrea Garrett brought a performing arts camp she created called VIP Camp to Steel City Theater Company. It was based on the performing arts camp she had wanted as a kid. After that summer, many parents began asking for year-round programming, and that fall, they began their Performing Arts Academy. That began with 6 after-school classes and has exploded to hundreds of students weekly taking classes in acting, music, dance, private voice, and private piano. In 2013, they moved to their current location, the Old Patty's Restaurant on Santa Fe. They converted the restaurant into a small, changeable theater space. They always wanted to include food and a bar, but rather than just being dinner theater, their goal was always to create a unique, amazing, and fun night out in Pueblo. The entire experience is important to them, and although that is something tricky in a 90-year-old building, they work hard to create a wonderful time from beginning to end. In 2020, after canceling 5 shows due to the pandemic, they really got creative and built the Stage Door Patio, which is a full-service restaurant and performing space. There have been numerous challenges over the years, but they continue to focus on long-term goals and are currently working towards changing Pueblo socially and economically through the performing arts. To find out more about the theater company and show listings, please visit steelcitytheater.org. The Impossible Players have been around since 1966, making them the oldest community theater in southern Colorado. They are currently in their 54th season, opening their doors again this month with their postponed production of Social Security by Andrew Bergman, directed by David Conley, and produced by Mark Duvall. This hilarious Broadway comedy surrounds the married couple who are art dealers. Their domestic tranquility is shattered upon the arrival of the wife's sister, her husband, and her mother. The comic sparks really begin to fly when the mother hits it off with the elderly minimalist artist, who is also the couple's best client. For the most part, the Impossible Players are a traditional community theater, providing quality live performances of 4 to 5 shows per year, usually comedies with an occasional drama. In recent years, they've produced 1 show a year from Next Gen, which showcases Pueblo's younger community members. They've also hosted and fostered children's theater workshops, in addition to some musicals, and on occasion, they've offered melodramas and have taken their shows on the road. They welcome all community members with or without experience. Their earliest performances were in a now demolished building on Main Street. In about 1969, they were offered a performance space in the oldest building in Pueblo at 102 South Oneida Street by Audie Otterstein, who owned the Coors distribution ship at the time. They built a nice home in that location and performed there until 1989. The Impossible Players are nothing if not resilient. They have experienced homelessness for a few years, but that did not stop them. They built sets and rehearsed at an old building at the Mental Health Institute and rented the Sangre de Cristo Art Center stage for 4 performances a year. Then they were guests of the Pueblo Community College for a few years until about 1998, when the county rented them their current location at 1201 North Main Street. They were able to purchase the property from the county about 2 years ago. Early years in the current location were very busy with many modifications to make an old church into a theater venue. They've shared their space with other performing groups, which include the Damon Runyon Players and Still City Theater Company. Next season, starting with a Next Generation production in the summer, they will offer a full season of shows. They have not finalized their selection, but many great shows are under consideration. For show and ticket information, please visit their website, impossibleplayers.com.